Hello, Malden High. I'm Heitor Soares from MHS-TV, and welcome to Talk with the Tornado. Today, we are joined by the gentleman who makes athletics happen here at MHS, and he truly is the best man for the job. He is a Malden High graduate, a former MHS athlete, and a record holder, and a member of the Golden Tornado Hall of Fame. He bleeds blue and gold, so I welcome Athletic Director Mr. Charlie Conefrey to the show. So, Mr. Conefrey, we know that you love sports of all kinds, so can you tell us first what sports you played while at MHS as a student?
Yeah, Heitor, first, it's nice to meet you, and thank you for having me on the show.
Of course.
I told Mr. B that I was really excited about this, so I appreciate the time and the effort that you're putting through here. So here at Malden High School, I was a three-sport athlete. I ran cross country, I played basketball, and I ran outdoor track.
Okay, so out of those three sports, what do you think was what took up most of your time and the hardest in general?
Well, I hate running,
Oh.
which is weird because two of those sports involve running.
Yeah.
But I did them to stay in shape for basketball, which is my favorite sport. The hardest, I would say, is running because I hated it, but I did it.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Wow.
So.
And what made it so hard? Was it just like having that stamina, or like just keeping up with running, or?
I'll give you an example. I ran this morning. It's 30 degrees out.
Mm-hmm.
I still run. It's 2.5 miles, and every step just feels like as you get older, the joints and things just aren't working as well as they used to.
Yeah.
Basketball running is a little different
Yeah.
than cross country, where it's just long distance,
Yeah.
3.1 miles.
It's like once you start, you don't really stop. But in basketball, it's a lot of stopping and starting.
A lot of
again.
stopping and starting. So when you got to outdoor track, I still ran the distance. I still ran 2 mile, and once again, I did it for pure selfish reasons of staying in shape.
Yeah.
For basketball, which was my passion.
I mean, you kind of have to do what you got to do to.
I would
succeed.
agree.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree.
So, aside from competitive athletics, we've learned that you are very health conscious. What other athletic activities have you been involved in growing up?
I am very health conscious. I would say my life revolves around health, fitness, taking care of my body, mentally, physically, emotionally. I think the best way in order to help others is to take care of yourself first, which sounds selfish. However, I think it's one of the most selfless things that you can do.
Yeah.
Because if you feel good and you're in a good space mentally, physically, you're in a better frame of mind to help others.
Yeah.
And if you can do that on a daily basis, over time, you can help more and more and more and more people, and that's ultimately what I strive to do is to try to help.
It creates a healthier headspace for you and also the people around you that you can help them with.
Well said. Yeah. I don't think I could have said it better. Yeah.
I heard that were you a bodybuilder?
I dabbled in bodybuilding for a little bit. Yeah. Competed a handful of times here in Massachusetts and in Southern California.
Oh.
In San Diego. It doesn't get 30 degrees in San Diego. And if it does, it's like an anomaly.
Yeah.
So 40 is about the lowest, but you get acclimated to the weather there. So 40 here, we're like, yeah, it's, weather's not bad. 40 there, it's snowsuits.
Yeah.
People are freaking out. They got sweaters, parkas. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you worked a lot with kids, being a physical educator here at MHS and also being a coach here at MHS. What drove you to want to be a director of the athletics here at Malden High?
If I'm being honest, as much as I did like teaching, I do like working with adults more of the time than with kids. To help kids. Working with adults to help kids. I've always considered myself a leader, and I wanted nothing more than to lead this athletic department. It was pure motivation of being able to help more people on a grander scale.
Yeah, and what was the most difficult part of switching over to being now at the...
So I would say the academic aspect to it, there was a lot. The Department of Ed that oversees public education has certain requirements that need to be met, master's degree, so go and get your master's degree, and then there's a performance assessment that it was a lot. It was about 100 pages in length, 4 sections, very similar to a dissertation, basically, if you were going for your PhD in something. It's extensive in order to get your license to be a director.
And it was, I could imagine it was a lot of studying on your part. And
it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. So the good thing is, going back to the health piece, is that I get up at 4 a.m. and have for an extended period of time. I can't remember when I didn't wake up at 4 a.m., regardless of what time I go to bed.
Yeah.
So more time in the day, right? So I was able to still work, coach, and do night school at the same time in order to get what I wanted.
That's amazing. It's good to hear that you have a lot of dedication to that.
I do. Thank you. Yeah, I do.
As the AD, what are your main goals for the program and the students here at MHS?
That's a very, very good question. I think I'll start by saying this: education. I think athletics is a vehicle to teach. It's an extension of the classroom that you see on a daily basis, that we can teach life lessons through the vehicle of sport. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes, there's aspirations for athletes to play at the next level, whether it's Division III, II, I. But that's not the goal. The goal isn't to win.
Yeah.
Although winning is great.
Yeah, it's
probably one of the fiercest competitors you'll ever meet. So to say winning isn't I don't value it. I do. But if I had to give you 10 attributes of why we promote athletics and interscholastic athletics, it's purely educational based. And I think it's lost across the state. Some do it very well. I think we do it fairly well.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people share that same opinion.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Like winning is a byproduct of a culture that you create, a culture of respect and showing up, being consistent, persistent, determined, and being willing to work with others, collaborate, overcome adversity. Those types of things are invaluable lessons that we teach in every sport. Regardless of the sport, all of those attributes can be taught.
Okay, so you, being around sports a lot, you must watch a lot of sports. So let's get down to who you are.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is basketball, by far. I got to be honest, I don't watch a heck of a lot of sport or TV.
Really?
I follow.
Okay.
Social media,
Yeah.
ESPN app, and
makes
those
sense.
types of things. So I'm on top of it. I don't sit still well for extended periods of time, so watching an hour or a 2-hour game doesn't bode well for me. I have to be doing something else.
That makes sense.
The attention deficit is fierce sometimes.
So you'll be in the kitchen cooking, or you'll be doing something.
Have it on in the background.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Exactly. But basketball, by far, huge Celtic fan. Have been since I can remember, 4 or 5 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of dabbled a little bit in that. Aside from spending time here in MHS or doing your job, obviously, what is something that you enjoy doing a lot in your free time?
Well, I'm a farmer.
Really?
Yeah. So
You have a green thumb.
I pretend to be a farmer on the weekends and
okay.
nights. So I don't live in Malden anymore. I live a little
Okay.
bit up north. My wife and I, we have horses. So we have 6 horses,
Wow.
2 dogs, a cat, and a rabbit. So I spend all of my time outside of here, tending to the small farm that we have
Wow.
up in West Newbury, which is another passion of mine. That I married into.
Yeah.
Growing up in Malden, the only thing I knew about horses was Suffolk Downs and racehorses. So, funny story, when first date with my wife, she says she has a horse, and I'm like, oh, like the racetrack? And she laughed right in my face, and it was, I didn't know. At that time, I'd never seen a horse live. It's just funny how it turns out that now I live with them.
That's crazy. And do you ride the horses, or like,
I can
are they just...
ride.
Oh, okay.
I can. My wife taught me to ride, and she was very upset that I picked it up really quickly. But I can. I don't as often as I probably could, just because they're a lot of work.
Yeah.
They're always eating. That's all they do. Is they're around. They eat. They go to the bathroom. They eat. It's like, what a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lastly, what advice can you give to young athletes and non-athletes about the opportunity to take part in sports at MHS?
Those attributes that I mentioned.
Yes.
All of them. The collaboration and teamwork and overcoming adversity, being determined, being consistent. But the biggest thing I can say is that no matter what sport you want to play or want to try, show up. Life is about just showing up. It sounds very, very simple, but it's true. I think a lot of the student athletes that struggle academically and end up not being eligible for a sport, or end up being removed from a team because of academic ineligibility is a simple lack of effort. And we all have that within us. We're not asking to be 4.0 students and going to Ivy League schools. We're not asking. We're asking to show up consistently, listen, be willing to work with others. Once again, going back to those attributes.
Yeah.
And put in your best effort. Whatever that best effort is, put it forward and do that every day.
Yeah.
And if you can do that over an extended period of time, you apply that to your passion, to whatever you want to do. It's about just being consistent.
Yeah.
Some days are better than others.
Of
I didn't want
course.
to run this morning,
Yeah.
but I did, because there's a positive outcome at the end, right? So
Yeah.
a little bit of pain and suffering for something good at the end, you can get that whatever sport that you play here.
Yes.
Whatever one. And you're going to get natural byproducts from it, getting in better shape, meeting new friends, meeting new people, being part of our culture here.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think half the student body participates in at least one sport, which is great. I'd love 100%. Maybe we won't get there, but
Maybe.
someday. But 50% of 2,000, that's not bad.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Sports and athletics in general is a very big like mentality thing. So I feel like if students are able to get into the mentality of being able to work on or off the court or field, it can benefit a lot of students, and with on and off again.
Couldn't agree more. There's something to be said about student athletes who may not have the most skill or talent, but are good students. It translates into whatever sport, because you have those skills already.
Yes.
Those study skills, or being able to
Put your mind into something and
being
like,
coachable and mentally focused on something for a goal.
Yeah.
And whatever that goal is, and just a little bit more effort and showing up. We're not asking much. If you can do that, we can help you, and we'll all want to help that person. If they just, hey, I want to learn this sport, I want to be a part of this, great. Do X, Y, and Z, and we'll do anything we can to help you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Those
Thank
are
you.
all the questions I have.
Absolutely, that was
Thank
great.
you so much, yeah. If you would like to join us next time, we will have another episode soon. If you would like to give people suggestions of people who you'd like to see interviewed, please email me at hsoares24@maldenps.org. Yeah. That's all that I have today, and thank you for joining us again. This is Heitor Soares, your host, and I'll see you next time.